purposes. We would only use them for research and development. Dab it against your skin to where you see a dot.
Put on the suit, which is trousers and overcoat. That's just...
What's it say?
Tyler's at an appointment at the hospital.
Nobody's breathing it in? Everybody's good? All right. Not little shakes, big shakes. Gas, gas, gas! Clear your mask out. Stay low. Down. Oh, great. Make sure you get it down tight, but not too tight. Your knees really hard, by the way.
And so this is a bi-fiscal year requirement starting in 2015 of Marine Corps Bulletin 1500, and that was signed. So once that went through, we decided that Marines don't have to rehash this over and over and over again once they learn the simple basics of how to don this mask. I always tell Marines, if you're walking into an already charged chamber, how much time do you have? No time. And that's when you make sure that you have a proper seal. So everybody has a seal before they go in, and then we usually are readily available to make sure that Marines have that seal. This is one of the most dangerous threats posed to the United States because we don't see conventional threats as being really functional against the United States when we're considered one of the, like a world empire, one of the most powerful and technologically advanced militaries in the world. The reason we use CS is actually tear gas, and I always kind of joke around with Marines and I say, well, if your body burns and your skin and your lungs do not, that means the mask is working properly. And everybody usually laughs about it, but it's really true. If you know that you're in something and you can feel it on your skin, but you're breathing just fine, it helps people to develop the confidence in the equipment. Right, well, CS, you know immediately when it's on your skin because it reacts with moisture and then it burns a little bit. So if people know that there's really something in the air, then they can, and it induces some sort of panic. And I usually joke around in my class a little bit while giving some pretty efficient knowledge. Look, if you have a whole bunch of people whose sole purpose is to design a chemical weapon or to design something to bother someone, they're all going to be bothered. And that's why we use CS, is because it is bothersome and it can induce panic, just like things that will kill you. Now the reason that we break the seal is because no mask is really perfect, and if you do get sweaty, sometimes that mask drifts, and if you clear it a few times, a lot of times it'll seat itself and you can make sure that you can reattain that seal. That's why we have them break the seal and then actually inhale a little bit of the CS. And it also confirms that they couldn't have been breathing without that equipment. Repetition is the mother of all skills, and that's why we have to do this at least every 2 years. Some skills are perishable, but it's pretty easy if you just follow the simple steps that we teach to put on the mask properly. Other effects that I've seen with CS are things like people really going into panic and throwing the mask aside, which is obviously like very grievous if you were in a biological or chemical situation where you were facing something really lethal. At the end of the day, I want them to know how to use the gear and that the gear will save their life and how it works.